Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I do hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video. Now, about 4 days ago, I asked a question on the YouTube community page, on my YouTube community page. I'll put it on screen. Essentially, what flight controller do you typically use for Flight Sim 2020? I put up 4 different options because that's what YouTube allows, the YouTube community voting system allows, and I actually got some surprising results, or surprising to me. This kind of voting system on what controller you use is very interesting to me and very useful. I often make videos on setting up different controllers, and I have certainly in the past. So this kind of vote and this kind of survey is not only useful, but also very interesting. So I'm going to share the results with you in this video. I'm also going to share some of the comments that some of you fine folk left, because you've left some quite interesting comments in there too. Okay, let's not dilly-dally. Let's get on with this video. Okay, so straight into it, methinks. Let me put up the results on screen. I've rejigged them so that I can fit them on this screen nicely and put them in order. As you can see, the Velocity 1, Flight Yoke or Flight Stick. Ideally, if I was allowed more voting options, I would have divided them two, but maybe putting them together is not a bad thing. 37% of the votes. So what are we? 771 votes at the time of recording this video. 37% of those votes went with the Velocity 1 Yoke or Flight Stick. I'm not massively surprised by that. Hugely popular Yoke and Flight Stick. And I wonder if other content creators did similar surveys, whether this would come out on top. My feeling is that it would do. That's a whole 13% higher, which is my next surprise than the Honeycomb Yoke. Now, I'm using the XPC Yoke. That's my go-to Yoke system currently, just because of the smoothness and transition you get in the sim. But to see that leading the others, you know, the other Yokes and HOTAS and Flight Sticks, and even the Logitech, to see the Honeycomb leading them was a bit of a surprise, to be honest. I actually expected either the other Yokes or the Logitech Flight Yoke system to come above that. Regardless, I know that it sold quite a lot, and I do hope Honeycomb, the business itself, comes back into being in a proper sense, an established sense. I hope they get themselves together, because it's a fantastic Yoke and throttle quadrant, the Bravo throttle quadrant, that they do make. Well, there you go, the Honeycomb in second place. Third place, I'm not so surprised by this. Other Yokes or HOTAS or Flight Sticks, there I would have liked to divide it. So I would have put there, either if I was allowed more voting options, other Yokes or other HOTAS systems, and divided them too. But they come in at 22% of the votes so far. And the humble Logitech Flight Yoke system, my original Yoke system, which I still own, and I still say if you only have £100 and you're on PC, Microsoft Flight Sim, that is the Yoke system to go for. 17%. I wonder, I did ask the question, which controller do you typically use? I wonder if that Logitech Flight Yoke system would have been higher. No doubt it would be, if we went back 4 years, because I know it was a hugely popular Yoke system. I wonder how many of the votes that people who cast their vote also own the Logitech flight yoke system? Can you let me know down in the comments if you did vote? Do you also own the Logitech flight yoke system, but you typically use another yoke or HOTAS currently? I got a feeling that would be the case. So there you go. Those are the results of the vote. But that doesn't tell you the whole picture. Let me now share some of the comments you left in the next part. Okay, let's share some of your comments on screen. Let's start with the Velocity 1 flight stick and yoke system. Just showing you a few comments on screen there. Very popular, and very popular in the comments as well. Still a fantastic flight yoke, and the flight stick is fantastic as well. While I'm talking about it, let me just share a few more. Would still be the yoke system I would still be using if it wasn't through the XPC yoke. I just prefer the feel of the XPC yoke. But the Velocity 1 flight yoke especially, if you only want a flight yoke and you don't want to spend on rudder pedals, it's got triggers, of course, so many buttons that you can set up for autopilot shenanigans. Brilliant yoke, and the flight stick's brilliant as well. So there you go, highly popular. Wasn't the only popular choice though. In the comments, people mentioned the Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS 1. I'll share a few comments on screen with you there. Very popular, and that should have been a separate vote, in fact, because I wonder how many people would have voted for that separately. Highly popular HOTAS system and very cheap. So there you go, the HOTAS T-Flight HOTAS 1. Okay, let's share a few more interesting comments for you. One from AD, one of my channel members. I don't shout out my channel members nearly enough these days. I will rectify that. But AD there, saying that he owns the VKB Gladiator and VKB Stex Throttle Standard. One I haven't tried, AD. I do own the Virpil set. If it's half as good as the Virpil set, I can imagine that's going to be brilliant. In fact, I've heard it's as good as the Virpil in many ways. So there you go. Thank you very much, AD. Another one I want to share here from Pars. The Thrustmaster T16000. Use it for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and DCS World. I must do more videos on DCS World. Very solid. There you go, another option there. Thanks very much, Pars. And we'll get down to another comment from Eurostar. The Boeing Yoke TM, Thrustmaster of course, TM, and Airbus side stick. And he also uses the Thrustmaster TFRP pedals, my goodness. Oh, and the honeycomb Bravo throttle. What a combination, Eurostar. I bet that's fantastic. Thanks very much for sharing that. And just another while I'm there, from Hans. The complete virtual fly setup and Thrustmaster HOTAS. Very interesting. Do come and share these in our Discord, people. Link in the description. I've got a channel there. Share your flight sim setups. I would love to see some of these setups posted in there, pictures of them. Go and join the Discord if you want to know more about that. But thanks very much for those comments, people. Just showing the versatility of people's setup. And of course, we do have the honeycomb represented here. Yaza. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Honeycomb is brilliant, especially if you get the Bravo quadrant. Yeah, I never got the Bravo quadrant. I always use my Logitech throttle quadrant with my Honeycomb XPC and my Logitech multi-panel and radio panel. It just works well for me. But yeah, I can imagine the Honeycomb with the Bravo is fantastic. Thanks very much there. And you know, we even got a vote. Let's see if I can just find it. For the Logitech throttle quadrant. There you go. Sims Flyer. I use a Logitech yoke. Oh, but uses the honeycomb throttle. That's fantastic. Oh, actually, it's now all in the loft. I now use the Puma X and just fly helicopters. But there you go. There is another comment there just below it. Let me show you. Nolan Shoemaker's Life. Brilliant name. I use a Logitech. It's not that bad, but the yoke's a bit stiff. Mine wasn't stiff. Even now it's very limber. But I've heard some of the yoke's shafts are stiff on that. You can probably oil that up. Let's not go too far with that comment. But there you go. Couple of Logitech comments there, so the Logitech's well represented. And there you go, you can read the rest of the comments. I'm going to leave that community post up. Go and vote if you haven't already. Share down below as well on this video. What setup do you use? Let's expand and explode this whole topic. It's very interesting to me. It's going to be very interesting to the actual producers of the whole test systems and yokes as well, and you know, to other content creators. So thanks very much, people. Like I said, leave your own comments down below and your own setups. Give this video a like if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I'll be seeing you soon.